Here we are with another amazing model railroad layout. And as we're going down to the trains, and you can see the train photos on the wall, I'm here with Joe and Bill Otter. Joe and Bill, good to see you, Bill. Nice to see you. Joe, I'm going to keep you for a moment. First of all, Bill, what's the name of your model railroad layout?
This is the Geneva Northwestern Railroad, and it's also known as Papa Choo-Choo's Railroad.
Papa Choo-Choo's Railroad. Now, Joe, you had something with your brothers growing up as a kid that frustrated you. What was that?
Oh, it was a 4x6 train table that my older brother had.
And what was it? Where was this at?
It was in the middle of the play area.
So all of your play was screwed up by model railroads.
Right.
And now, look what you've married into what I like to call the triple-decker layout. Holy cow. Joe, thanks so much for being tolerant with your husband. We're going to let you move on, and we're going to focus on Bill. Bill, what have you done here? I know that you're a you're an actual Chicago Northwestern former employee who is an operations person, and you've put this together since 1993.
That's right, Lou. And we have the 6th Division Railroad here. It's an operating layout. We don't try to duplicate the exact scenery, but we go from Chicago, which is right here at Chicago Union Station. We go from Chicago up through Milwaukee and to the Twin Cities, and then we go out to the Pacific Northwest to Seattle and Tacoma. We have another line going to the Union Pacific in Wyoming and Colorado, and we also have a line going to Florida. And Bruce is out here. We work in train crews. We actually have a whole team of people, Bruce and Joe, Kath, Jim, Liz, and Mike. And we have other helpers that come from time to time.
So they all come to your house to play on your train layout.
Right. Well, we do a lot of work here, and they have a lot of skills and a lot of imagination. The Union Station holds about 120 car lengths. It's got 16 tracks. Here's our downtown area.
You've made the roof open so everybody could see all those trains.
Right. So, and this is our L structure, and these are North Shore cars in the old paint schemes. And this is our bus station. We got city buses, Suburbans, Greyhounds. And over here is the entrance to the station, the lead tracks.
Unbelievable. So as we come out of Chicago's
Union Station.
And
we come out here to the leads. And here we're on the Chicago Division main line. This plant is Archer Daniels Midland, an ADM plant. It's got port grain elevator. They make ethanol in there, soybean oil, corn oil, produce dried distillers grain, and they use coal. This is our Chicago engine house. All the different railroads use the same facilities here because it's a lot easier and cheaper. So this is our Chicago freight yard. This is where we take our mixed freight. These are engines that are ready to go.
I want to show people that's going to make a difference. That's how he gets to the different layers.
Right.
We're going to show that. I'm going to show right over here too.
That's actually Pacific Junction, how you get out to the West Coast. This is the suburban area. We have the Milwaukee Road commuters and the Northwestern commuters. And then over this way, actually here's the fast mail. This is 56, first 56. Coming from Minneapolis and St. Paul, going to Chicago. Bruce has got them under control here. And then over here we've got the Safeway Distribution Center, and you can need that near the city. So this is the dry side on your left and the cold side on your right. A lot of product coming in from a lot of places and going out by truck.
Bruce, say hello. Thanks for running trains for us while we're videoing here.
This is down here is our intermodal terminal. We have stack trains, piggyback trains. And there's also a UPS terminal down there, and this is the front gate for it.
Let's go to layer 2, and we'll kind of work our way back around.
Okay, this is Milwaukee, and you're looking way down there. You're looking at the Milwaukee passenger station for the Milwaukee Road, Everett Street. And then in this area up front here, we got the Drano plant here on the right. And we take acid from Tacoma and make Drano for it. This is the Milwaukee plant of the Janesville Sand and Gravel folks. And they do silica sand, gravel, road gravel, and so forth, riprap. Over there is the Port of Milwaukee way back there, Lou, and there's where the ferry terminal for across Lake Michigan is. You're at the ferry terminal lead right now. There's a switcher that's working the ferry. Can you see the ferry terminal, ferry that's in the At the dock there?
Yes.
Right, you're looking at the car ferry, comes across Lake Michigan. A lot of business goes across there, going over to the Michigan side. We also get coal here, it comes up the river, and we load a lot of coal onto the trains here. There you go, that's where the coal is. And then you're over by the Milwaukee engine house. There's a little Milwaukee engine house right there. No house, just some engine tracks. The other side of Janesville, sand and gravel. And then over here is the Milwaukee station. There's a lot of business here. A lot of passenger use this.
And while I'm in this section, I'm going to stay in here and do level 3
Okay,
afterwards as well.
all right.
And all the houses. Stay right there, Bill.
Right.
That's great. And now we're down here. I can see a UPS station.
Right, well, this is actually the UP division down here, and this is actually North Platte Yard version of it. We call it Mud Flat, so. And this is the UPS terminal down here. Over here, we've got a Schneider terminal. There's a Schneider stack train. We got a JB Hunt train in there. There's a military train, ethanol train, refrigerator train. A lot of business here. This is a Pacific Los Angeles Mail. It's in there unloading. There's a yard right there where we service the industries on the lower level. And you're going towards the Twin Cities distribution. This is a fulfillment center where all kinds of product comes in by train and container and goes out by truck, customer trucks, and also by UPS and FedEx. This is Laramie, Wyoming over on this side. Somehow or other, a Southern Pacific train got out here to Laramie. I'm not sure how that happened, but it's here, and there's a coal train from Wyoming there.
Layer 2.
Layer 2, that's the
And
Port of
layer
Milwaukee.
3.
Okay.
While we're on the top of layer 3
Okay.
here, I'll show you this
This is
side.
the top. This is the top layer. This is Iron Mountain. This is actually above the main layer for Chicago, and this is an ore mine. Iron ore here goes to the steel mill, and this part here is Duluth, Mesabi, and Iron Range traffic up here, and the Chicago Northwestern comes up here. And that is the backside of Safeway. And then over here is where our piggyback terminal is. There's also another United Parcel terminal up here, operates in conjunction with BNSF and UP. This is a Chicago Northwestern Falcon, piggyback train from Chicago to West Coast. And we have stack trains. You know, we do an awful lot of business here that's export business, Lou. And then this is the line coming down from Iron Mountain, and that train's waiting for his time to go on the main line. He actually goes down to the South Milwaukee Steel Mill.
Okay.
All right.
So let me go back through the tunnel here. We have to crawl through to
Right.
get
Keep your
here.
head down.
All right.
Good job.
While I'm here, I'm gonna.
So this is mud flats again. Now these are the outbound trains. These are the inbound trains, and these are long. These are some of the longest trains on the railroad. And out here by the green tower, that's the outbound. That's where they connect out to the junction division. The track in the far back corner there, that's the inbound. And over here, on our to the left of it, is our industrial area in the Council Bluffs area. And what this is here. This is Pilot Brothers Scrapyard. We spell pilot a little different, but these folks here cut up old railroad engines and cars, and that material gets recycled and goes to steel mill. This is a grain elevator, ships up to ADM and to the coast. There's also an icing station over there, Pacific Fruit Express, and like I said, there's a lot of business originates here, goes to all parts of the railroad. All of our freight traffic goes from a customer to a customer. And all of our passenger trains go from one place to an overnight place, and then they come back.
And none of these are modeled after the exact location. Like here's
Nope.
obviously Madison Junction, but the concept of this is not a loop is just amazing. That this is all a service industry bringing product to delivery.
Right, and this is a distribution center where the oil or the diesel and gasoline comes to the city. This is where the cement comes for the building construction and so forth. And like I say, we don't just run in a loop. It's really a combination of loop and point to point.
Unbelievable.
When we're operational, we actually run on a schedule, and it takes a pretty good sized team to run this, different division dispatchers and superintendents, and we also have a customer service manager who determines which cars go in and out of each customer each day. And of course, all the spot times for the different industries are all set. Switch engines pick up the cars at the right time and get them to the right yard. Cars are switched into the correct trains to go to the destinations. It's kind of like the real railroads.
No, it's exactly like your railroads, Bill.
This is our staging yard for the city of Los Angeles, city of San Francisco, city of Denver, city of Portland, the Challenger, and the Pacific Mail are all in that area. Well, this is the entrance to the Florida division here.
Also, a way that it goes through the wall there. We'll show that in a
Right.
second.
Sure. Right ahead of you is the, oh, look what's going on right beside you. We got a Northwestern commuter pulled up waiting for a signal at the tower. He's a bi-level. He's going over here to the suburban territory. He's got an F7, a 415, and he's got 4 Pullman standard coaches. See, he's got 2 coaches and 2 cabs in there.
And we've got the
Well, this is an
scrap
EJ.
iron down here.
This is, yeah, sure. This is South Milwaukee Steel Mill, and this is an EJ&E train pulling out of there. We have a lot of run-through trains here where sometimes the engines on the train don't necessarily indicate what railroad it is, just like the real railroads. There's a lot of product coming out of there, and here in this mill we take in iron ore and we take in scrap. We take in limestone and we produce metal, and in various forms. We also take in specialty ores and produce high quality steels and regular carbon steel. Now, we have a ladle train. We actually have 2. One of them's up at the North Milwaukee plant now. We have a coal unloading facility here for the power plant, and there's a lot of electricity construction at the steel
Stay
mill.
right here.
Oh, down
We take
here?
me to the
This
third
is-
level.
Right. And this is the Florida division. This is over on the far right. That's Lily Lake there. I'm sure you recognize that. And this is where we load a lot of the citrus, oranges and grapefruits and stuff, and we ship to the north. Well, the trains come down here, Atlantic coastline, seaboard, Florida East Coast, Illinois Central, Pennsylvania. All these are L&N. They all come down here like they used to do, especially in the 40s and 50s. In Lily Lake, we've got flamingos out there in the lake. Unfortunately, Lou, the crocodiles are back ordered. So,
Okay. Let's.
Well, that commuter train is,
There's that Northwestern train
right,
rolling.
Northwestern commuter train, rush hour train. He's heavy. He carries about 600 people. And Bruce is taking them over. So
And let me stay in these different layers here. So getting
this
it
is
from
the
a
South
different.
Milwaukee Steel Mill. This is a power substation, of course, and a gas tank. And over here you can see some of the product. Over here we have the mill produces coil steel. Bridge beams are made here, slabs, billets, pipe, and we also have a place where it forms channel and plate steel. So different kinds of products for different customers. And this is really the entrance to the yard here. The track, the main farthest from you is the coal unloading track. The other 2 mains lead into the yard. This track right here is the main through the yard. And of course, this is South Milwaukee Yard here. The mill holds about 100 cars, counting all the tracks.
And back down to Florida here on the third
Okay,
level.
this is the staging yard for all the different Florida trains. And a lot of people like to use the lakes for recreation. So we've got several passenger trains here from the Atlantic coastline and seaboard. Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac, New York Central, Pennsylvania, Illinois Central, Louisville, and Nashville. I think I said that. Well, this is the Florida Mail right here. He comes from the East Coast, and he's all express and mail. Oh, look at that guy over there on the dock. It looks like he caught a big fish. See that guy? See how he shows it was a huge fish. You can see by what he's saying. Right, so, and you can see the oranges and grapefruits coming in on the trucks, and they get packed in there. Every night Lou, we have a train of express refrigerator cars and regular reefers leaves here every night going to the north to take all the produce up to the Chicago and Milwaukee and the cold zone markets, so to speak.
Well, let's show how these trains go from one level to another when we come in here. And this used to be a room, but take a look at that. And while I'm going that way, it continues to come through the room, or come through,
wall.
come through the wall, thank you.
That's Madison, Wisconsin. I'm sure you recognize that place, of course.
And the buses, go ahead.
Yeah, and then of course, we have the Milwaukee Road and the Northwestern there, and the trains that are there are the Dakota 400 and the Sioux and the Capital and the Varsity and whoever else happens to show up. There's a lot of football traffic going to UW at Madison.
More trains coming through the wall.
Oh yeah, this is Minneapolis Union Depot. This is the stub end of it. 7 tracks in the depot. And a lot of the trains from Chicago terminate here, and then the trains to the Pacific Coast go around the loop and keep going.
So let me have you crawl through here. Or would you like me? Let me crawl through first.
Okay, sure.
All right, I'll crawl through first.
Keep your head down.
So you're getting the live experience as we crawl through. And by the way, there's two. I could
Keep
jump
your
up
head down.
here, or I could jump up over here. So I'm going to jump up at one at a time and show you. As you can see, the elevation starting to go up. And yet, in each area, even in the turnstile here, I'll call it, you can see that it continues to be detailed.
So, if you'd like to see how this all works, this is a helix. It's like a corkscrew.
Okay.
Starts on the bottom. So let's go all the way down here to
Okay.
Colorado Junction. So here, Colorado Junction, the connection back in that corner is to the Union Pacific level, or the bottom level of our railroad. Right. So the track on your right is the inbound to that division, and the track, the one on the left goes into that division, the one on the right comes out. Over here on the right is the Douglas, Wyoming oil shale terminal. And we get crude here that goes to the refinery in Tacoma. Use a lot of frac sand here, lumber, machines, stuff like that. This is the North Milwaukee Mill, and this is a joint venture between GM and Tower Automotive and A.O. Smith, and we do a lot of things here. This is our other ladle train from Milwaukee with hot metal. We build engines here. Well, we make engines. We rebuild different kinds of machinery, take in coiled steel. Back in here, where you're looking here, that's the Wisconsin Rapids paper mill. And up in here is the Minneapolis piggyback terminal.
So just for clarity, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels here.
Well, right here we do.
Yeah.
But back in here, there's actually a couple more because
Okay.
they're split. And then there's one more up here where we get up over the top.
And then this is where you could see this one actually goes out. And
Right.
when you see where it goes out, let's go out and show people where it's going out. So here we go, crawling back in.
Over there on the right that you're looking at, right down there, that's a Colorado cement plant. This is where we make a lot of the cement that goes
Okay.
to all different parts of the
So it
railroad.
comes out here,
Right, now that's the Continental Divide there, that's Summit.
comes out here,
Badger, there's an arsenal up there.
and goes out here. And you're going to see this in a second. But
We start the Coast Division here.
let's actually talk about this while we're moving this way, and we'll...
This is Canyon. It's a lumber camp for the Georgia Pacific Company. They produce logs, pulpwood, wood chips, cut lumber. And this also the junction to the UP line from Portland comes in here too. A lot of wildlife in here. If you look around, you can see that there are critters in the woods.
Some critters.
We got bears, and we've got all kinds of creatures that you can see if you look closely.
Along the...
Here along
Along the water.
along the river from the mountain, of course, we have a water tank, and we use that to fill. You're thinking steam engines. We do have a steam engine and a rotary that fill here, but this is mostly for the fire train over here at Camp Junction. And this is right there is those are the caves from Glacier Ledges National Park, right? And that's a big tourist attraction. That 17 right there The Columbian is parked there. That train stays there overnight, and people sleep on the train overnight. And the dining car is staffed by the chef of the hotel, because it's so popular. So that's a way that we had a lot more service by bringing more capacity up here by leaving a train here on the main overnight. We adjusted our schedules accordingly. So then these are the people, the tourists, and as you can see, I'm going to use a flashlight to point out some things while you're here, Lou. You see this lady right there showing her little boy there? They're looking over here on the mountain. Oh, right up there. They found some critters up on the mountain right in there. Yeah. And then over here, I was looking when you came in, when the train came in, it looks like we got some more right up in there. So there's a lot of wildlife around. Of course, the railroad was built to protect the wildlife and keep everything as close to nature as we could.
What do you have in here?
Well, this is Tacoma Yard.
Well, let me give people one step back and take a look at where we're going now. Amazing. Okay, so we're at Tacoma Yard.
Right, Tacoma Yard, and this is our main freight yard on the Coast Division. These are 2 outbound trains ready to go.
Yeah. Wait, Bruce, can you run that train up top? So while we're videoing this, when the
That's
train's coming around.
Right. That's 17. 17, let's see, is he about ready to go, Bruce?
Yep.
All right, here he's pulling out, and we try not to use 6-axle engines on the mountain because we have spiral tunnels back there. He's going across the trestle. Actually, Kath's husband Jim built this trestle for us, and he's got a railway post office car and an express and baggage car, and he's got sleepers and a diner.
And is this?
That's the arch bridge. Now he's going into the spiral tunnels now. He just went into tunnel number 4. And you're also looking at Spanky's cabin. He's the forest ranger from up there, that fire tower way up there. And that's right there where this is right here. That is where the train stops to pick Spanky up, take him into town, get him shaved and cleaned up and stuff. Can't drive up there with any vehicles. So 17's due here at Spanky's here just any minute. So he ought to be showing, oh, there he is on the canyon trestle. Yep.
The canyon trestle.
Right. Combination of a through plate girder and a deck girder.
So this is your Seattle area here.
Right. There's a spiral tunnels in the mountain. Did you notice that the color of the mountains changed from gray to green?
Yeah, I saw that.
Because of the waterfront. Here's the waterfront. This is our waterfront recreational area, pretty popular. And right here is where the trains coming down out of the spiral tunnels come out onto the Seattle waterfront trestle. There he is right there, heading down in. And he's going down into the next tunnel, going by Redstone Junction. Pretty soon he'll be at the base of the mountain. Well, we keep the speeds low on here because these mountain curves and stuff, we don't usually get much over about 25 or 30 in the mountains. So this is our engine tracks, and we keep the wrecker here. We've got rotary snow plows ready to go up from the mountain if we need to. And then, of course, we have the local for the Redstone branch. You see those funny can cars? That's the specialty ore that goes to the mill. Okay, there we go. And he's arriving at Seattle. And Seattle is, the station is in the mountain, and it backs up on the waterfront there, so it's very nice.
Tell me about this section here, Bill.
Oh, this is the bridge to the port of Tacoma, and over here is, this is a very important terminal for the railroad, a lot of business. As you know, the Geneva North Western exports, so its customers are very heavy on export. So here we have export steel products of all kinds from the mill. They load into barges for coastwise, and bigger ships come here too. We support all the military operations through this area. And we have a big international terminal here with ocean-going barges, and because we get a lot of empty containers in from China, and we ship out a lot of product exporting to the Pacific Rim countries. Back up in here we have a power plant. We get the coal from the power plant. We don't have anything in the air here, no pipes or conveyors or anything. We have a cement plant here, a grain elevator for export. We take in steel here and make barrels and also other ship steel for export. the barrels go to the refinery to be filled with gasoline and shipped overseas. This is here on this track, this is inbound ethanol, right here. This is inbound crude oil from Wyoming. This is outbound propane, diesel, and gasoline. And this is the chemical side, where we get the acid for the Drano and plastic pellets and so forth, all come from there.
All right, Bill, let me have you stand right next to Bruce, right here in the corner with the background being the mountain. Bruce, you shared that you've been working with Bill on this layout for how many years?
A little under 5 years.
And you're still learning about it?
Yes.
We both are learning about it.
Both are learning about it.
Well, it's what's in his mind that I'm trying to extract.
There you go. Well, Bill, I am going to put 2 extended cut videos because I went about as fast as I could with that. So I'm going to treat the viewers with 2 extended cut videos so that we can really take more time and extract more from Bill's brain. But guys, Bill, first of all, thanks for you and Joe allowing us to come into your house. Bruce, thanks for running some trains for us. And guys, thanks for a great model railroad layout.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you.
Lou. All right, thanks for coming.